Well, they were in Queens. They probably were at a shoestring or something. Like,
So we don't
Borough is the flyest borough.
Right here.
Oh,
It's the same
no.
shit.
My borough is the flyest borough.
I'll go to fly. Ready?
Yeah, ready?
Come on.
Running laps, yeah, running laps around you niggas, man. Yeah, come on, right, dog. Yeah, system undefeated, terrain rough, best believe it. I lived it, walked it, I breathe it. That's some shit you can't compete with. Grew up on the rough side, a juvenile delinquent.
Chill. Eagles Cup. I ain't gonna hold that against you.
Nah.
Shit. Welcome to L.A.P.S, Life After the Prison System. I'm your host, Jay. Today I got my beloved with me, one of my favorite guests, my personal favorite guests. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
I'm Damon, Sharuka, Venable, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Okay, so you last time it's been what, like 2.5 joints?
Yeah,
maybe?
and Jay, I was thinking about that. I think what we did the interview early 2023 or late 2022.
It was either late. You're right.
Right?
It was late 2022.
I think it was late 2022 because I was just started
I was
working
at the old spot.
the old spot.
Yeah,
right.
down that way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
4 years later, dog.
Right. And now January, 4 years for me.
4 years, right.
Yes.
But then I did another interview with somebody else, right? A guest appearance with somebody else. We did like a panel situation.
We did a panel with a phone call with Talitha.
There you go. Right. I couldn't. There you go.
And people were calling in
from it was telephonic because I couldn't make it that day because I had to go out of state.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I did another one where I did a whole interview from a dude behind the wall in Virginia. A young boy. He been down about close to 15 now.
Was I on that one?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, that was the one. Yeah, this one was just me and him.
Okay.
And his girl actually kept calling in like every few minutes, so we could have the conversation.
Okay, 15-minute phone call.
Yeah. So I think Virginia's the worst, man, when it comes to like the system.
Yeah, bruh. All in Commonwealth. Virginia is a Commonwealth.
Right.
So North Carolina, South Carolina,
all
the southern states.
Now?
Yeah. I think I know Virginia is a Commonwealth.
I know it was VA,
One of them, PA is
Massachusetts. All three of them
Commonwealths.
Right.
I think one of the Carolinas and is it not Missouri or Mississippi, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But Commonwealths are almost like self-governing, like different countries. With it's a crazy situation with the Commonwealth because they under and within the United States, but they operate as if they're a country unto themselves. It's kind of like one of those like situations that they beholden to the U.S. Constitution, but because they're a Commonwealth, they can kind of like just free ball and do what they do, you know. But that's interesting. That's something, man, I got to do a little bit more research on. But Commonwealth. So, but anyway, to the point you're making, to be in the system under a Commonwealth, you have very, very limited protections. You are at the behest of that particular state's humanity, morality, political bents, and all that.
Right. My brother, one of my brothers on my dad's side, his mother been in VA, locked up, kicking 30 in the ass, and she was convicted of the testimony of twin crackheads, and they get off because they testifying. She got convicted of murder, and she's been in 30 years. She's like 68 years old, and they keep still slapping her at the board. Like,
she been going up to the parole board having hearings.
And at 68 with medical illnesses,
they don't care.
What do you, like 68 and 70 years old? What are they afraid you're gonna do?
In most states, you're right. In most states, the standard to make parole, Jay, is, to put it in the easiest terms for the public and everybody else, is, are you going to go out and commit another crime? And so they make it the standard. So if they deny you parole, they basically saying, we think you're going to go out and commit another crime. And right, it's crazy. It's funny, right? Mm-hmm. When you think about, like you say, your godmother, your stepmom,
my brother's mother,
your brother's mother,
yeah,
68, health conditions, like what's she gonna go out there and do, bro?
Right.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? So they do this repetitively here in Jersey. We're working to exact some parole reforms,
right.
But nationally, it's the same thing. Parole has just been just a part of mass incarceration,
right.
In terms of like the excessive punitiveness of people, right? Whether they are outside or whether they are inside and eligible for parole, is the parole boards have like the final say. And unfortunately, most of them, and I don't have anything against law enforcement.
Right.
Like, word is born. I'm from the street, from
right.
the hood.
Right.
I don't have nothing against law enforcement. I have things against bad people.
Right.
There's a lot of bad people in law enforcement, right? Unfortunately, right?
Right.
And so parole has unfortunately incorporated within itself a lot of people that have this law enforcement overly public safety mentality, which I am not against. I'm for public safety. I'm actually more for public health agenda. I'm for a public health agenda than I am public safety, because if you have a healthy community, like, do we really have to worry about crime? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, that's that little narrative play that they use to kind of like inject fear in people and stuff like that. Like, public safety, everybody's a danger. No, everybody's not a goddamn danger. Some people have drug abuses, mental health, housing instability, housing insecurity, family dysfunction, all kinds of ills that, should be addressed by mental health. But going back to, parole, it's saturated with a law enforcement, unfortunately, a law enforcement mentality that has this, punishment. Like, you as a person, particularly if you're black and brown, like, let's not sugarcoat it. Let's be realistic, right? Particularly if you're black or brown, you are the worst day and time of your life. So, so if May 6, 1989 or 91, you committed a crime, you're stuck in that date and time, if you're black and brown, with this public safety mentality. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I pretty much, if that was the system, if that was the system and it was distributed, if it distributed that standard fairly across the board, we'd be like, okay, well, we got to attack it as, from a constitution standpoint, humanity standpoint. But no, like, they don't treat white folks like that. They don't treat the affluent like that. They just treating black and brown people like
brown people.
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? So this is what, and let me say this, as a person that did 35 years in incarceration, I served, I did my time and remorseful, transformed myself. I'm out here 4.5 years. Matter of fact, 4 years this month is 4 years.
Congratulations.
8 months, you know what I'm saying, that I've been home, you know what I'm saying? And been working to get people home. I've been doing that. I work for a state agency. And just let me say that as a disclaimer, these are my views.
Right.
These are not that, my professional viewpoints of the state agency that I work with. But, I'm working to bring people home, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't want a lot of accolades and fanfare. That's why I'm not going to say like what I work for, what I work for, who I do. Just revisit some of our past conversations on L.A.P.S. You'll see what I do. But, right now, you know, with everything that's going on in my, you know, my life, you know what I'm saying? I just want to kind of like, you know, focus on, you know, some other important things. So these are my opinions and no state agencies and things of that nature. So
just to like get people caught up. Now you were convicted, was it 50 to life or was it 35 to life?
No, initially I was given 50 years to life.
50 to life.
At the age of 16.
At the age of 16 years old, 50 years.
50 years, man.
And you gave them 15.
I gave 15 years back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, so I did 35 years straight. Made it out on my first eligibility, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. It was not a coincidence. I was fighting and as we talked about earlier just now with your people trying to get parole. Yeah. They're like, by and large, there is a when I was coming up for parole, there was I was going up against a 92% denial rate. They denied first time people eligible for parole. It was a 92% denial rate.
So 100 people, only 8 people.
So out of 100 people,
8 people,
92%, yeah, Jay, that's the math. 8 people would get parole out of 100.
Out of 100.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, I looked at it as at 10 people, not one person got parole.
Right.
That's how I was looking at it. Like, I'm like, oh, snap. But you know what? I said, you know what? I deserve parole. I genuinely changed. I did everything they asked. I went above and beyond. 3 college degrees, 4.0 for Ruckus while still inside, BA. Like, I did everything. Running tutorships, program, mentoring the young boys, trying to get jokers to gangbangers to like drop their flags, you know what I'm saying? Just working with the administration. Like, I did everything, man, you know, that reflected a genuine change in a person. And so my mindset was like, yo, pardon my language, if y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna parole me, then the system is just fucked up. Right. And then I told myself, I said, you know what? I deserve parole. So the fact that y'all parole me doesn't mean that y'all not fucked up. Because what about the other, you know, out of 10 people, 9.2 people y'all denied parole. They was just deserve. They was just, or if not more deserving than me. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I just had that knack. You know what I'm saying? Because I was paralegal for 25 years. So I understood the system. I educated myself. And listen, let me tell you something, man. We are in a narrative war. Mm-hmm. So it's about who is able to articulate the best narrative. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm talking about. Right. The moment a crime happens, like, okay, example. So in Jersey, there was a big push to end juvenile waivers. Okay. Because Jersey is the most racially disproportionate and impactful state in the nation. We beat all these southern states. We are the most racist nation when it comes to social justice. People don't understand that. This is facts. Go check it out. I am not exaggerating. Jersey is the most racist state. However, we are making strides to kind of alleviate that disparity. And so we were making a push to end juvenile waivers. Right. Because we found that the majority of people that are waived up from adults, we talking about babies, to adult court where they are exposed to like without parole, 50, 60 years, was black and brown. Right. They would waive, white kids up, but not at the rate. Like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a serious issue. So, proportionally, it was, it's a racially disparate system where, unfortunately, black and brown kids, babies, I call them babies because I was a baby. I was 16. I ain't know. 16, right. When I look at any human being let's say after the age of 35 or 40 on up, when you look at yourself as a 16-year-old, what do you think of?
School, basketball.
You think I was a baby. Right. Like even though I was trying to be a fast life, live a fast life and blah, 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 blah. Right. I didn't know things. We don't know things. You're a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're a baby. So when I look at my younger self, maybe up to the point where I'm about 2021, I stopped classifying myself as a baby and like, okay, you're just a young adult because whatever. But they are treating our babies as if they were like 35, 40, 45-year-old adults. And bang, finishing them. And so I say all that to say that we were making a campaign. I'm part of a coalition, New Jersey coalition, to save the kids in New Jersey.
Right.
And one of our things is to end juvenile waiver.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when the police officer was murdered in Newark, and the alleged victim was a 14-year-old.
On North Newark?
No, right in North Newark. Yeah. It was big news.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when that happened, prosecutors' offices, PBAs, police association, and lobbyists, they said, see, we need to lower the age and, so basically they want to say like, we need a sledgehammer to kill flies. And so basically what that means is that now there's legislation to try juveniles at any age as an adult.
So 12 years old,
right?
Depending on the severity of the crime, a sixth grader,
right,
can be waived up to adult status.
Ain't that scary? Ain't that scary? And this is what I'm saying. Like, people are like, well, if the crime was heinous and blah blah blah. But what I'm telling you is that it's not going to be evenly and judiciously, decided upon what 12-year-old or what 13-year-old or what 11-year-old gets waived up and treated as an adult and sent away for forever. Right? We know this. I mean, in the legislation and in the political circles, they're like, oh, we can be fair. No, you're not going to be fair.
You're not going to be fair at all.
Because the darker this person's hue color is, you already know what's going to happen. But if the lighter is, he came from a bad. So this is things that that I'm working on to working with. I do a lot of social justice activism, on my professional and personal capacity, but it gets very discouraging, to say the least. But anyway,
I watched a documentary about this kid in Florida who I think he was 13, 14, labeled him a super predator. Super.
That was based on a racialized theory too. Matter of fact, a disproven racialized theory, because that guy, his last name was DeLulio.
Okay.
And he has since came out and said, I lied, that was BS, that was bullshit. Oh yeah, DeLulio, super, But you know what the court said? Okay, whatever. Yeah. Only one state so far has reversed a juvenile's conviction that was based on the super predator theory, because it's like, this guy said it was a lie, he said it was bullshit, it was race-based, it was just to scare people, we had no factual data, and blah, blah, blah. So they reversed it. Belcher, Connecticut case, State versus Belcher. That's the only case that I know of. That's the only case that I know of. All other cases, Jersey included, that judges either tacitly, indirectly, or directly relied on the super predator theory. They said, it is what it is. They have this attitude, it is what it is. They don't like to reverse judges' decisions, no matter how racist a judge was, no matter how wrong a judge was, particularly when it's a black and brown kid. They don't like to reverse. But fortunately, the Connecticut state case, State versus Belcher. So we're trying to make moves to get cases like that. I'm glad you brought that up. We're trying to get that Because this was all race-based. This was a race-based theory and predicated on a mythology. It was false. False narratives. That's why I tell people we are in a narrative war going on right now. People don't understand it. When you look at, let me talk politics for a minute. We know who's in office. Right. And he's pumping this narrative out, you know what I'm saying? And this suggestive and hinting, sometimes directly or indirectly, at racism, xenophobia, and stuff like that. But, right now he's winning the narrative war because obviously he won. And so, and check this out. I seen the piece the other day. I swear to God, I seen the piece the other day. So he wants to end Obamacare. Right. We talk politics for a second. He wants to end Obamacare. But for the past 8 years, he said, we're coming out with a plan. We're coming out with a healthcare plan. That's gonna make Obamacare look like shit. Right. He has no plan.
Nothing yet. Right.
You know what he called it? A concept of a plan. He calls it a concept of a plan. He's been touting, like real talk, he's been touting this for the past 8 years. Oh, wait till you see my plan. It's coming out in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks is 2 weeks. He's been doing this for 8 years and nobody has stopped to say like, well, a couple of journalists have said, hey, listen, you keep saying you want to end Obamacare and you have this great plan. Where is it?
Where's the backup?
He was like, we coming out with a plan. We got 2 weeks. He said, what was it? I can't remember the guy from ABC News. He said, Mr. President, or he was running for, he said, yo, I interviewed you last year. You said you was coming out in 3 weeks. We haven't seen nothing yet. And before then, you said, years before then. So basically what I'm saying, like, when it comes to it, we're in the narrative war, man. Right. And it's like, we're in very, very troubling times, man. I wake up every morning, man, like thinking like, is this going to be the day when martial law is declared with this guy?
People don't
understand. You understand what I'm saying, bro?
People have no idea what martial law consists of. Mm-hmm. You thought it was bad.
Say it again.
You thought it was bad when COVID had a curfew, right? And this was 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, what was that? The COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
Martial law, man. Boy, you don't have no rights.
And people was mad after, when I want you in the street after 8 o'clock or stores closing at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Or these places where they put the military, who was it, D.C., Chicago.
I think he's trying to put it in Seattle, right?
Seattle, and I think California
L.A. L.A., not Oakland. I think it's L.A., yeah.
So people got to understand what that entails of martial law. If you thought COVID lockdown was bad,
wait till you experience martial law.
Y'all in for a great deal.
Martial law is basically a suspension of all rights. COVID was just a lockdown because it was an epidemic. Right. Epidemic. Hey, we're trying to protect everybody. Stay in your home, stay safe. But you did have rights. You still have civil rights. That's why they gave out the stimulus checks. You know what I'm saying? That's why people know there was a lot of amenities and stuff like that. Martial law is something totally different.
Nothing.
So this guy's talking about he doesn't want to give up power. And he hasn't even been in office a year yet. Next month make a year.
No, ain't going to. We're not going to.
Nah, he just won last. Next January will make a full year that this guy's been off. He's not done yet.
Right, because he take over 20.
Yeah, because he took over. Right. The preceding, the following year. Yeah. So next January will be a full year, and it'll be interesting, man. To see what happens. I'm hopeful, man, that some strong backbone, Democratic. Strong leadership. I ain't talking about the Democratic Party. I'm just talking about people leadership in general. Right. This is whether or not you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent. We need strong leadership, to stand up to a demagogue and a tyranny. And so, I'm hopeful that that'll happen. So we just got to see. But until then, my focus is on social justice, man.
Right.
And trying to keep our babies out of prison.
And controlling what you can control, right?
Control what I control.
And what your help, what you're a part of, right? Because it's like it's just crazy when like you throwing, like you say, throwing kids away,
throwing babies away, right?
And like you're telling me a kid committed a crime at 14, he has no chance to rehabilitate himself. Like 14, 15, forever. Because that's what you're saying, forever.
Yeah, forever.
Right? Unless you're Virginia, you put a number on the back of it, which is 300 and something years.
I mean, what's the average human lifespan? Let's just put it at like, let's be reasonable, 75 years.
Right, realistically, or
there's no way, right?
5 life sentences plus 75
years. So, and I mean, I don't want to make I don't want to take this time to make a kind of a cheap, to make a cheap, I don't know, what they call that shit. It's not about me, but for somebody who was thrown away by the system at 16.
But you relate to it.
Right? Exactly. And so, so I just want to tell the public, man,
absolutely.
I wrote a book, it's called A Beautiful Pain, Damon D. Venable. This is a part of my story. It's the first volume, right? And it really focuses on the fact that not all, kids aren't born bad. People aren't born bad.
Right.
I don't care if it was Charles Manson or what's another crazy person, like this
David Berkowitz.
David Berkowitz, like real talk. Like these people, they didn't come into the world born bad.
Right.
Like the moment they, exited the womb of their mother, the world and the way they perceived the world started to compress upon them in a way that made them bad. So it's a chapter in here. I was like, no kid is born bad.
Right.
Because I wasn't born bad. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a good heart, was raised by parents and stuff like that, grew up in violent West Ward or North. So, and while in prison, I'm talking with other juvenile offenders, and not just juvenile offenders, Jay, but like cats that got locked up 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, still young.
Right.
And, and we philosophizing, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I messed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I was disillusioned. I was disgruntled. I was angry. You know what I'm saying? The system treated me fucked up. Or, so, and so that made me think like, man, like, there's nothing different from me, you, and a Trump. Trump just happened to be white and born rich.
Born rich, right.
He got in some serious trouble when he was young.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, we all know this, you know what I'm saying? But we know the story. If you're young, rich, white, and affluent, it's an indiscretion. They'll make it go away. But if your parents ain't got no money and you born in the hood, you just a statistic.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, I was a statistic, and I met many other statistics. And so I wrote this book, hopefully that it will resonate with other scholars, social justice activists,
right.
To kind of like change their or expand their perspective on youth, particularly Black and brown youth, how they treated, how we're looked at, the differences, and how, most importantly, Jay, how it affects the life trajectory.
Right.
See, this is what people don't understand. Like, we know the system is messed up.
Right.
We know boom. But when you see a person walking out here on the street all bent over from fentanyl, you know what I'm saying, from the abuse, like, they have a story. And I guarantee you, like, am I absolving them of some fucked up decisions they made? Absolutely not.
Right.
What I'm saying is that if you were born Black and brown in this world, and particularly in a low socioeconomic strata, your options are very limited. Therefore, your choices are very limited.
Right.
And unfortunately, we are held to a much, much, much higher standard in terms of the choices we made. Even though those choices have been, choose door 1 or 2, where, Tommy or Billy from these affluent neighborhoods, you got door 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like, come on, it's like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, right, but you want to hold me to a higher standard, given the fact that I only got door 1, 2, maybe 3, depending on your familiar background and stuff like that. So, I wrote this book, man, just to share my life story, and this is written on the premise of it's going to be in volumes. I'm come out with volume 2. This is volume 1, Some Beautiful Pain. You can get it at transformativereentry.com or DamonDVenable.com.
What I'll do is I'll have it,
I can send you the link. I think I sent you the link.
I
have
it put on the screen and everything, so they can
I got the QR code. I can email you the QR code and stuff like that. So, and I'm willing to work with like any social justice organizations, juvenile awareness organization, anybody, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To like exact some criminal change in the criminal justice system, particularly race-based crime and stuff like that. So yeah, Beautiful Pain. I shared my story. Volume 2 come out next year. Hope you enjoy it, and I just look forward to you all giving me some feedback on it.
So with that, and again, who better to speak on the youth with, again, at 16 years old, somebody telling you 50.
Man.
50 to life, right? And we know, growing up, when we heard people getting all this time.
All that time,
you couldn't even fathom 10 years, right? And they're telling you, like you said, 50 years. How do you process a crazy number, an astronomical number?
Right. So 2 things. No, actually 3 things. First one is, we talked about that. In one of my first interviews with you about that. So punch it up. People, my answer is there. I'm gonna give you the same answer, probably in a different thing.
Right.
But in 2, I actually talk about it. It's a whole chapter in this book where I talk about it.
Copy.
When the judge gave me 50 to life, I was like, literally a breakdown, a couple of pages I write on that.
Right.
But in 3rd, so as a 56-year-old man, looking back on it. I gotta be honest with you, man. A lot of people tell me, like, they say, dang, you don't pop your collar enough. Like, you've been through a lot and you're very humble with it, and they say that because I'm not a bragger at anything, right?
Right.
I'm very humble, but now, as the years go on, I've been home 4 years, 8 months. Sometimes I think about it like, how the fuck I survived that shit, Jay? Like, real talk. So, because when you're in survival mode, like, for instance, like post-traumatic stress syndrome, war, like jokers on the war field, on the battlefield, certain things they just put to the side. It's about survival, right? Getting home alive and stuff like that. You do what you got to do to survive. And then years later, when they think about what they did to survive, who they killed, who they had to neglect, me and you trying to save our lives, you get shot. Bro, I ain't got time for you right now. Enemy right there. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And so now it's a guilt. But no, I was in survival mode. It don't make sense for both of us dying. Hold on as best you can. Let me eliminate this threat. I'm going to come back to you. Some jokers came back. Jay didn't make it.
Right.
So now you're living with a guilt. But bro, you made the right decision. Because both of you, like, you understand what I'm saying? Because Jay would have to make that same decision if I would have been on the side. Because you want to get home to your family, your daughter. So anyway, I say all that to say, survived in prison, I look back on it now. I was in survival mode, but now I'm not in survival mode. Now I can process it like a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I can look at a human being like, oh shit.
You ain't in Rome no more. So.
Yeah, like exactly, Jay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. And sometimes I might cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I may call somebody up, you know, a couple of dudes that, you know, we did time with. They've been home, you know, 13, 14 years. I'm like, yo, bro, this is what I'm going through. They're like, all right, that's good. I've been through the same thing. So it's good to talk to people who've been through, you know, who kind of blaze the trail, who experienced what you experienced, right? Because, and listen, I do not knock therapy. Therapy is a good thing. Mental health is real.
Right.
I listen to, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if this is a shameless plug, but I listen to, what's his name? Charlamagne the Guy, the Breakfast Club. But one of the things I like about him is Charlamagne, the God, really is an advocate of mental health.
Absolutely.
And that's like, yo, I don't know, his other politics, I don't care about that, that's him. But one of the things I love about him is that he really says, hey, listen, we as a black community, yo, we need to stop having this negative attitude about mental health. Yo, that shit is real. And I know I was in prison, which are the new insane asylum, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? The mental health facilities. Like, I've been around individuals like, yeah. And so now I'm out here in the world. I'm seeing the same thing. Like, oh shit. Like, it's a real issue. And so, you know, for me, I just kind of like, you know, look back on myself like, damn, like, how does I survive that shit? And I'm a healthy, mentally healthy individual. Right. I know that about me. But, you know, I do need some therapy. You know what I'm saying? And I get my therapy because only people I feel as though I get my therapy from is from individuals who've been home 13, 14, 16 years and figure shit out on their own. So I did do some therapy with professionals, and I'm gonna be honest with you. They like, man, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, but I'm proud of you. Like, can you, you know, I'm having problems with my marriage. I'm like in my mind, like, nigga, I ain't no motherfucking psychotherapist, you know, but they just tell, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you like, yo, for you to survive what you survive, and boom, so it becomes like a boy crush. So I'm like, oh shit, like these jokers. So basically what I'm saying is like, I realized maybe I just dealt with the wrong type of experts in that field that couldn't help me out. But if you don't, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, and this is the tricky situation we are in. You know, I don't mean to get off subject. You know what I'm saying? Right, cool. I don't mean to get off subject, but you know, when you do decades in prison, some things happen to you as a human being. Post-traumatic stress, like I can't forget my girl name, but she came with post-traumatic slave syndrome. You got post-traumatic stress syndrome. You got, you know, all these traumas. Slave syndrome. Yeah, I can't think of her name. Beautiful sister. Yo, you gotta read. She wrote a book on it, post-traumatic slave syndrome, and she shows how it kind of like over the decades, over the centuries, you know what I'm saying, have affected us as a black community. Real dope. I'm telling you, some deep stuff. And so I can't think of her name. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, so I think your question was when I got 50 to life, I was like, man, it's over with. It's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's over. Like, you can't, at that particular time, as a 16, 17-year-old, I couldn't see past 2 or 3 years, let alone 5 years. And these talking about life, 50 a year. I was like, yo, it's over. And so what scared me was, I'm a thorough dude. And what scared me was for an incalculable moment of time, like not even a split second. I mean, a moment in time, right? I was like, yo, it's over. What's the point of living? But, you know, I wasn't built like that. That's for people on Wall Street who have made all the millions and, you know, their money going down. Like, oh, I can't live without millions. I'm jumping out a window. We ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think like, why OJ was sucking because he didn't kill himself. We don't do that.
We don't do that. Ain't
we don't do that.
We came from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go back
to nothing, it's like, oh well.
Even though it's foolish, right? It's foolish. But I always said that's black people's greatest gift and curse was adaptability.
There you go.
Right? Because if we get it and we get here and we lose it all, well, I lived there my whole life. I lived in an area like this 30 years of my life. That's nothing I know how people move. I mean, in a sense, I always say it's safer to live in the hood because you know who's who in the hood.
Yeah.
Right? These other neighborhoods, you don't know who lives next door to you.
What's going on in the household.
Right. In our neighborhoods, you know the person they said was all for little. You know who the stick up kids is on your block, the hustle. You know everybody in your neighborhood. So you know how to maneuver and adapt in your neighborhood.
But let me see if you can relate to this, because you make a poignant and eloquent point. I remember as a kid, as a 10 and 11 year old,
right,
the so-called boogeymen in the neighborhood, the bad guys in the neighborhood, I remember them having some ethic about them.
Oh yeah.
So when we came through as kids to go to school, jokers start putting stuff in their pockets.
Relax, let them go.
Because the boogeyman was like, yo, here, say something, boom, boom, boom. Everybody start putting their stuff up. Cease your drug activity, cease your horn, whatever. Kids got to come through. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It was a certain ethic, but once the crack and once the dope era hit real hard, all the ethics was gone.
Crack destroyed.
Crack. It really messes up.
It really.
When you got moms giving her daughter to a drug dealer to get crack, you know, like, it's over with. Like, the moral fabric of our community has just been shattered. Right.
It was all design.
Say no more.
It was all engineering.
It was exactly
all engineering. That's the word I say.
Engineer. That's the word. That's what happened.
So let me ask you, right?
Sure.
With giving the process of giving time back, right? Because I know this guy Max B lately.
Max B, Max B just came home.
He had 75.
Yeah.
He said he went back and knocked it down to 20.
Right.
Now his brother say he told on him. His stepbrother said he told on him.
Okay.
And the girl who told on them, she said that when they caught her, it was in her discovery that Max B told them where to find her. So I'm like, isn't that kind of like dry snitching? Because y'all mad at her because she told. But if you didn't tell the police where to find her at, you probably wouldn't have been in that situation. Because what woman gonna stand strong? We're gonna give you 75 years. And the first thing, if you have kids, they bring you your kids.
That's true.
Right? And 75 years for a woman. A woman can't 75 days. But the process of like giving time back, that doesn't always require, well, you was by yourself, but time with giving time.
I had co-defendants.
Oh, you had co-defendants?
Yeah, I had co-defendants.
Okay, so that doesn't necessarily mean you have to give somebody up or tell on somebody or to that nature, right?
No, to give time back?
Yeah.
No. No. So, I mean, like, I know Max B personally. I did time with him. Okay. You know, like, I actually like him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Funny dude, whatever. Yeah. So that's a whole nother story. But I don't know the details of that particular case. But what I can, as a paralegal and as a jailhouse lawyer, and someone working in the legal field, and someone who experienced it, you can get time back not having to cooperate with the state. Okay. Because there could be like a technical issue in your case, a technical violation in terms of like constitutional violation or procedural violation or substantive violation, meaning that the state violated some kind of procedural right of yours. Gotcha. They violated Jay's constitutional right. They violated a substantive right. You know what I'm saying? They did something fucked up, right? And you got it. Like, you proved it to them. You can't overturn your actual conviction. Right. But it will allow you to come back into court and make a plea for a lesser sentence. Right. And most oftentimes the judge will do it because if the state is wrong, and most judges were once what? Prosecutors, they're gonna be like, you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got that, dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, to give it to you in street parlance. But, right, so, like, I was able to get 15 years back, which was a hell of a difference, because if I didn't, me and you wouldn't be sitting right here. I wouldn't have 4 years, 8 months of the best time of my motherfucking life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it makes a hell of a difference. Right. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, Jay, no, a person does not have to turn state or snitch always to get a lesser sentence, because they could have caught the state with their hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, wrongfully. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because it's been a lot of talk about it, and you hear different narratives. So for me, who not better to ask than someone who actually been through it and actually gave 15, which makes, like you said, a world of a difference. Because at like 15, 16 years old, you're supposed to be getting ready for the prime. Your junior prime type of man. But the thing is, that era we came up in, it was different, right? Like it was different. It was very different. For lack of better term.
You're right, bro. That's why I'm laughing, because we on the same page.
And even like you said, when crack hit, it just came through like a tsunami.
Tsunami.
And just and some of the strongest dudes you knew, some of the thoroughest dudes you knew, all fell victim.
Fell victim. It might seem insensitive, but you and I, we come from an era where, like, we're not from this era here, this snowflake millennial era where everybody's a winner. We're going to say things to encourage you. Even though you lost, you're still a winner. No, we didn't come from that fucking era, Jay, right? We didn't come from. I grew up with rats and roaches on my fucking house, dog.
These participation trophies.
Yeah, so we came up in like JC, a hard knock life, man, absolutely. Which gave us a very, very realistic view of the world. And I say that to make a comparison in that right now we have this idealistic view of the world. It's like almost unrealistic. Right. And we're almost setting our kids up for failure because, listen, let me tell you something. I'm 4 years, 8 months into this world. So I'm always in observation and study mode. Right. So when I meet a friend, whether it's a female or a dude or whatever, and I'm going over to different people's houses. And so what I'm experiencing is that, like, in everybody's household, it's different. Right. But the same. If that makes sense. Oh, the way you and your wife may raise your kid is different from the way the neighbors right next to you raise their kids. However, y'all kids may go to the same school, may do the same thing, but the moral foundation, the spiritual foundation, all that is very, very different, and it's gonna really show itself down the road when these children become adults. Right. And so I say all that to say, every time I go into an individual's household, the first thing that I see is the differences in how a household is run, whether it's a 2-parent household, if it's a 1-parent household. I'm looking at everything. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? I'm being stimulated in ways that I wasn't stimulated before.
Right.
So I'm looking at the children. I'm looking at how the children talk to their mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to how the mother deals with the children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, whoa.
There's a difference.
There's no way in the world my mom's or my father would have let me talk to them
That way.
the way people our age, Jay, that have children, allow these children to talk. You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, what happened?
I think it's wanting to be your kid's friend. Like me.
Boom, there you go.
Right? Like, I tell people, I come from the way our parents, I talk to my daughters the same way I talk to my sons. Like, it's no difference.
No difference.
Like, oh, baby. I don't do none of that. And I tell them, and people be like, oh, you shouldn't. I'm preparing them for what's out here.
Yeah.
Right? Because this world ain't cushy. You're gonna have bumps, bruises,
That's right.
scrapes. You might even lose a limb at times, right?
Real.
But you gotta know and adjust to the world. Like, my job is not, and I was telling somebody this last night. I was talking to an educator last night. And I said, my job is not to hide the world from them. My job is to prepare them for the world. Like, keep your sons out of jail and keep your daughters out of strip clubs. Right? Realistically.
I like that. We gotta put that shit on the fucking shirt.
Keep your sons out of prison, keep your daughters out of strip clubs, right? And not fall for, going to McDonald's or whatever. I always told people I bought my daughter so much stuff because I didn't want them to be fascinated about what some little boy gave them.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I've been there already. My father did that for us when we was 10, 8, whatever. Right? So that's my point of view.
No, I like that.
And with, like, the educator, we was talking about, and I was asking, and I tried to get them to come interview, but they didn't want to really be on camera because they were a teacher.
Gotcha.
And I asked them, did they believe in the school to prison pipeline?
Oh, wow.
And it was kind of like no, in a sense, right? But they did say one thing interesting, which was two things they said. They said, one, they think the parents expect the teachers to do too much or care too much about their kid, which is one. And I've actually seen that. I've witnessed that. And two, she says something about they look at kids' 3rd and 4th grade test scores to kind of determine how many more prisons or how bigger they need to make.
That's an actual fact.
So that is true.
Yeah, they look at the 3rd and 4th grade, really 3rd and 4th grade scores of inner city
Kids.
Boys and girls
boys,
schools.
Okay.
Mostly boys, but obviously they include girls in it too, but mostly boys.
Damn.
And they have an algorithm where they can determine how many prison beds they will need in 10 to 12 years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's some things going on. I think you used the word engineering earlier. And so school to prison pipeline is very real. You can go to most any inner city schools in any state and see the difference where they have metal detectors. Black youth, particularly black males, are more in detention or have more punitive sanctions or treated differently than non-black boys. Non-black males.
Right.
That's just an actual fact. The statistics don't lie.
Right.
And it's because there's a mythology in America that has affected the school system, that has affected all the state social service institutions in this country, whether it be DIFAS, DCPP, whether it be prison, whether it be Department of Labor, like you name it, like there's this mythology that, you know, black males are violent, more deserving of punishment, more tolerable of pain and suffering. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, even in the healthcare, like black women are like, yo, if I want to look at the camera, if you are a father if you are a husband or the boyfriend or the baby father of a black woman that's pregnant, please be involved in her health care. Like, go to her doctor's appointments, go to her physician's appointment, her primary care physician, because it's already been proven that the healthcare industry just totally avoids the pain of black women because they think the darker you are, the more tolerable you are of pain, right? And you can complain of some serious pain, give you a Tylenol, and you might have some serious fibroids going on. Right. You might have a cancer. Like, yo, I'm not just beating the drum of hysteria. Yeah. Like, go online and research this. Black women are the most susceptible women of malpractice and misdiagnoses in this country. Trust me. So I'm not a father, but trust and believe, and they're more prone to I forgot the term, but like death after pregnancy, death during pregnancies. Because, you know, some black women complain, hey, I'm in pain. Oh, it's okay. And they bleed to death. Like, I mean, that's hyperbole, but it's real. So basically what I'm saying to you is, like, if you are a black male, like, yo, get involved in your mate or your baby mother's health care. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a father, but trust and believe, I'm trying to be a father, and I'm going to be with her every step of the way. I just say all that to say that, you know, there's just a gross disparity in terms of the treatment in these institutions, and a lot of us don't know. It's just, you know, as a lot of people think like, oh, they just crying race, they crying that black shit. Like, no, this is real. People like, yo, this is real. Like, Google it. And so, like, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man.
There's a documentary on YouTube. It's MAAFA 21, MAFA 21, and they talk about eugenics, sterilization,
right?
Everything. Where they interviewed a black lady, and she was raped young, like 13 or 14 or something. She was raped. So, you know, back then they didn't have abortions. This is like forever ago.
Right, gotcha.
So they threatened her grandmother with, like, if she doesn't get sterilized, we'll cut off your food stamps and your welfare.
Oh, man.
So at 14 years old, this girl is sterilized. And the term they use, it was something along the lines of, we don't want imbeciles creating more imbeciles.
Yo, you know about that. Yeah, you speak about that. It's they had a scale. Okay. If you was an imbecile, you know, it was 4 terms that if you were one of them, you would qualify for sterilization or abortions and stuff like that. Yeah. That goes back to the whole eugenics stuff like that. But most, by and large, it was racially based. And stuff like that. Yeah.
But it's just crazy. And when I watched that, it just opened my eyes to a world of different things. And how they talked about Planned Parenthood only being in black neighborhoods, but what happened was
at one time,
time, right? And then what happened was white people started using it more than black people. You know, I'm like, my grandmother had 14 kids. Right? I know another lady I met younger. Her grandmother had 20, she said.
Yeah, I know that.
Right? So we knew it. We weren't.
It wasn't for us.
Wasn't using it because everybody I know in a certain age range got about 8, 9, 10 aunts and uncles.
Easily.
Right?
Easily.
I had 13.
Easily. Easily. Nah, you're right, bro.
So it's just, man, and that just, when you said that, it just made me think of that, man, and how people don't believe in the Tuskegee experiment. It was another thing they did in Georgia where they dumped waste by, like, near black neighborhoods where it was a high mosquito rate at. And in water, and we know what mosquitoes do.
Transmit diseases.
Absolutely.
Without doubt. Particularly that disease, I can't remember the name, where your baby comes out. Yeah, it can affect your. It was terrible for pregnant women.
Okay.
Because your baby will come out with like all kind of cognitive deformities. Cognitive impairments and physical deformities. Yeah. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
And but yeah, so but I just want to say, man, like, this device right here.
Yes.
For somebody who has only been dealing with this kind of device for 4 years and 8 months, I'm very proud of myself in terms of I've been using it to build my wealth, right? Save, stack money, utilizing it, maybe not to its fullest capacity, but who can use everything to its fullest capacity? I'm not, I'm smart, but I'm not a goddamn genius. I mean, it takes time. Like, this is a very, very powerful device.
Absolutely.
And some people just spend all day on TikTok. And look at me,
Netflix,
and we're Netflixing. But like, you're walking around with a computer in your pocket. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I play chess with people because I'm an avid chess player. I play chess with people all over the world. And I'm getting my skills up because, one day I want to go, amateur or professional, you know what I'm saying? Play chess. So, tournament. So, but I just use that as an example because I do other things like, internationally, look at different, what they call those lectures about economics, politics, Black history, geography, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And this is a very, very powerful tool. I just think, as somebody who only been out here 4 years, 3 months, I think we as a black, I'm only concerned, I'm a Pan-Africanist, I'm a black nationalist, and that doesn't make me hate white people, that doesn't make me hate Spanish people, that don't make me hate, that just says like my focus is on our people.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to criticize our people constructively and destructively because I want us to, you
hold your people
move up. Yeah, exactly. And I hold myself to a higher standard too. So I live what I preach.
Right.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't smoke. I don't get high. I save my money. You know what I'm saying? I just do the things that I preach. You know what I'm saying? To uplift our community. You know what I'm saying? I try to be that paragon, that model of excellence. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a certain gravitas or what we call in the hood, you know what I'm saying, like cred. Yeah. Street cred. That's all gravitas mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Street cred. Do you have some credibility coming with you? And that's how I move in life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I try to be that credible source, that credible big brother.
Right.
That's how I try to move. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Ultimately, my plan is to move in a 2 or 4 acre home away from everybody in West Bubblefuck, living out my best life, living out my last years. Like, come on. Like, that's the end game. Let's not get it fucked up, people.
Right.
You want to be in the hood all your life? I have no problem with that. That's for you. But you make it the best version of your hood. Get you a house, get you a 3-family house, rent out the 2 floors. first and second floor. You live in one of them. Rent out the basement apartment. Right. It pays for itself. You ain't got to pay for shit. You where you want to be. You enjoying your best life. Cool. For other people, you might want a duplex out in West Bubblefuck. Like, it's all about what you want. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. We got to stop being so critical of each other. Like, oh, you want to go live with them white folk? Nah. They might just want a different kind of peace than you. Mm-hmm. But I guarantee you, he going to put on a, you know, when it's a party around here in Newark, somewhere, the Prudential Center, the House Club events, you're going to see Rook out there. Right. You know what I'm saying?
This has a price.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drive up 30, 45 minutes just to come to the motherfucking Prudential Pack Center, right. You know what I'm saying, across the street, because it's a goddamn house festival, right. And I'm going to be with my people. So, like, you know, let's stop being judgmental. You know?
Last night I was in a discussion. Yeah. And I kind of used you as an example.
Okay.
Right?
That's good.
So the discussion was this new fuck the streets type of thing.
Fuck the streets?
Fuck the streets, right? And it was like, oh, how can you say that or this or that or some, like, it's a divide where it's some people who like, yeah, fuck the streets. Some people like, no, how can you say fuck the streets? And my thing was, I'm like, somebody who did, I said, the people that's saying you can't say fuck the streets are people who probably wasn't playing in the streets or did this and that. And I was like, somebody that did 35 years at 16 years old can say fuck the streets because they played in the streets and they did everything it was to do. And okay, I'm telling you from a standpoint of, I did this many goddamn years. Yeah, fuck the streets. As opposed to somebody who, like these new guys who ain't ever got their hands dirty. Right. And they perpetuating the image, but they're not out there doing none of the work at all. You got crash test dummies. Yo, go do this, go do that. What? You ain't never put in no work, so of course why would you say fuck the streets when you never did any work whatsoever because you have no idea of what it takes?
Good point. Man, that's a whole different segment right there. Right. So what I will say to this is that the streets ain't loyal to nobody.
Absolutely not.
And number one, we don't own the streets. Who own the streets?
Them people.
Like them people. That's all we need to say. Like we don't own the streets. I'm looking out the window right now and I'm looking at like, you know, and I'm not knocking my Asian people, you know, I'm not knocking my Nigerian, my African people, I'm not knocking my Arab people, I'm not knocking nobody that comes over here and got that, you know, business 101 acumen. Buying up stuff, you know, buying cheap, selling high, like being retailers. Like, yo, that's the American way. We as a people, we kind of lost that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to own shit. So going back to what you said, the streets ain't loyal to us. We don't own the streets. We are on the streets, and unfortunately, we think because we are on the streets, we own the streets. Bro, we don't own the streets. The streets ain't loyal to us. They ain't loyal to us one effing bit. Like, trust and believe, you get into a situation with a 7-Eleven owner, who's going to win? North police come up, who's going to win? Don't need to say anything else. You on the streets, apartment building owner doesn't want you in front of his building, who is going to win? Like, this is what I try to get people to understand. Like, we are not owners. Right. We don't own the streets. We may dictate what's going on in the streets, but we don't own the streets. And I don't even say we dictate what's going on in the streets, because we don't own those ships that's bringing hella cocaine in. Nothing. We don't own ships that's bringing hella Chinese knockoffs in. We don't own nothing that's going to bring Louis Vuitton bags in. We don't own nothing that's going to bring Reeboks, Nikes, vintage Jordans. We don't own nothing that we all want to walk around. Look at me, I got this on. That's what I hate about our people. We get so caught up in the brand names. We get so caught up in the valuation of things that we don't even own.
Right.
Yo, we are jokes to the world.
Right.
I'm going to look at the camera. We are jokes to the world because we rep fashion, but we don't own fashion.
Or we don't support our own with fashion, right?
Right.
We don't support
And here it is. Like, we are the most fashion sense, fashion savvy.
We create fashion.
Our creativity is being co-opted by the Louis Vuittons, Gucci, whoever else, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Balenciaga. Our fashion sense is being like co-opted, but nothing is being poured back into our community.
Not one bit.
It's not being poured back into our community.
Even with the ones that make it, I say, I remember talking to this older gentleman. He passed away during COVID. And he owned a few properties in the neighborhood. And one day I'm just sitting out there, he talking to me. He was like, yo, my family don't understand why I buy up so much in this area. Right? That's what he said to me. And he's like, they don't understand. They always asking me, why am I buying this and why am I buying that? And as he's finishing it, he point and say, that's why I buy up as much as I can in this neighborhood. And I totally understood what he was saying because they don't care about you. Right? But the flip side of it was, as soon as he passed away, what you think his family did? Sold everything, every property he had. Every last one of them. He had restaurants, couple houses. He owned the building at the nail salon he owned a bunch of stuff. As soon as he passed away, he owned a laundromat. And you just see the shifting and changing the people in the stores, and it's just like, damn.
It just didn't have. I mean, obviously, I'm just going off of what you said.
Right.
Some people don't have that future-oriented thinking, that business savvy.
Right.
He's seen that one, they're not making any more land on Earth. They're not. No, that's the one commodity that they can't produce. More land. So if you own some property, that is what they call an appreciable asset.
Right.
See, black folks, unfortunately, and I'm one of them. I don't have any appreciable assets in my life right now. I only been home 4.5 years, so I try not to be hard on myself. Right. I don't have any appreciable assets. Everything that I own depreciates.
Right.
My car every year depreciates. Right. Last year, my car was worth $18,000. Like, it was a used car. This year, the motherfucker's only worth $9,000. That's that 50% depreciation, Jay, in one fucking year. So this is where they get us at. Right. So I'm thinking like, but I knew this. So, my 5-year plan, I'm like, I got about 4 or 5 months to get an appreciable asset, a condo,
something,
a storefront, like something. Right. Because if you have property, that's an appreciable asset. Meaning every year, as opposed to it losing value, it's going to gain value. We don't have appreciable assets.
Right.
So that's like one of my talking points is how we as a black community, we really have to infuse in the next generation, the younger generation and ourselves. Like, it's about appreciable assets.
Right.
You know why? Because you got a W-2 income or you got a side hustle and you got some appreciable asset. You doubly covered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, COVID hit, you can't work no more. You got an appreciable asset. You got somebody there, paying you some rent, or you got some income coming in. Like, you got a little cushion there. Right. And this is what they call financial literacy, financial security.
Right.
Maybe we can devote a whole nother subject to that, because this is one of the platforms that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? Like to like kind of like really infuse in our community, you know, financial literacy, because of years and years of Jim Crow, slavery, you know, disenfranchisement, like, you know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, because we got to talk about this, you know, the sellout of the black community by the elites, because they was on some shit like, man, fuck them little niggas down there, I'm gonna get mine. It's that crab in a barrel mentality.
But also, a lot of times with us, when we obtain it, we don't invest in it. We take it and hit the hills.
Hit the hill. That's who I'm talking about. Right. That respectability genre. Who, hey, listen, I did it. Why can't you motherfucking niggas do it?
Right.
And like, no, like, you know, some people like classic point. Clarence Thomas benefited from affirmative action. Judge of the United States Supreme Court benefited from affirmative action.
And shitted on it.
And then in almost every case that challenged affirmative action, he ruled against it.
That's crazy.
Say, yo, yeah, we don't need that.
The one black judge.
That type of, like this is what, that's crazy to think about. Like, you know, something that got him to where he don't want no other black person of color to benefit. Like, I'm serious. Like, I mean,
gotta have a Negro. We gotta have one of them.
I mean, I'm giving you the basics of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But that's basically kind of like what it is. You know, that's, you know, taking place in our community is that the cohesion, the unity, and all that stuff, man.
Need all that.
You know, and I mean, you know, like you say, you know, going back to what Jay was talking about earlier, you know, there's an engineering going on.
Yes.
You know, but we have to,
process.
You know,
yes.
You know, we have to kind of like galvanize ourselves, as a community. And the best way to do that is through education, through platforms like what you're doing. Right. That's why whenever you call me, man, you know, if I can make myself available, you already know.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
You know, I do it because we need platforms like this to kind of put that information
out. Do you know anybody that was directly affected by all the clemencies being signed with, what's his name?
Governor Phil Murphy.
Yeah, because shout out, because Mr. Pucci said he was granted clemency, and he's been on paperwork since he was 11 years old, and he, about 75 now?
Yeah, nah, he's about 79. He'll be 80 in a minute.
Mr. Pucci got up there?
Yeah. If he's not 80 now, he's like
close
1 year,
okay.
1 year or two away from me. Because one of my old heads, matter of fact, who was on here before, Lee Holmes. Mr. Holmes did 50 years. Pucci got him by like about 6 years.
Okay.
Mr. Holmes about 73 because they're real cool. They're real tight.
Shout out to everybody who, and I think Lottie Da was able, because he had lifetime parole.
Yeah, but he got
the clemency. Did he get?
No, he didn't get clemency. He got discharge off parole.
Parole.
New Jersey State parole.
Oh, okay.
Because he had a life sentence. He was on lifetime parole like I was.
Right.
At one time. You know what I'm saying? I just got off lifetime parole probably about where we at, December?
Yeah.
Wow.
Couple of weeks.
About 5 months ago.
Oh, okay. So it's time basically.
But I got clemency too.
Oh, so
and I mean, like
both.
Yeah. Okay. So the judge took me off a lifetime parole because I put up a good fight.
Right.
And he administered a 5-year parole stipulation on. And then I filed for clemency, telling the governor, like, listen, I don't need to be on parole. But, you know, hats off to Governor Phil Murphy's clemency initiative. He basically was like, well, listen, you know, I'm going to make sure that, you know, nothing happens where you ever can go on lifetime parole again.
Right.
And so, so shout out to Phil Murphy.
I was hoping
Governor Phil Murphy, because, you know, like, listen, let me tell you, this is unprecedented. Like what he's doing.
Right.
Like, you know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of critics,
of course,
saying that, oh, he's letting out criminals, oh, he's not doing enough. But, I mean, like, at the end of the day, when this guy leaves office, he is going to have the so-called personal record of granting pardons and clemencies of every motherfucking governor that ever been a governor in the state of New Jersey.
In the state, right.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, and I'm talking about, like, shattering their records by hundreds. So he actually tried to do a social justice shout out, you know, and every meet him at the gate. So when he does grant a person clemency, you know, let's say, so if, you know, 4 individuals are being released from East Jersey State Prison, or 4 individuals are being released from New Jersey State Prison, wherever the majority of individuals are being released, I'll be there, because people were there. Like when I stepped out after 35 years and I seen the support, people taking off days from work. Right. Yo, you're gonna be good. You know, that meant a lot. So I do the same thing.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah,
that's
like
dope.
it's unbelievable, because it's really overwhelming.
Right.
For a person did 25, 30, 35, 40 years. First day out, leaving the prison, and you know, you there like, yo, got you need anything, bruh? Like somebody that was in the system with them, come and tell them like, yo, I got you. Right. All right, you're gonna be good. Like, I know it's overwhelming. Like, you know, I see you got that tough veneer on. You know, you probably didn't want to cry and everything. Some dudes do cry. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, to be that comfort zone. Here's my number. Settle down. We got you. You know what I'm saying? So we got a nice little community.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's definitely a beautiful thing. Because anytime somebody go live, I try to check it out, right? Just to see who... like what? Because again, it's a great thing, man. Because like, who don't need help, right? And again, like you said, you 35 years stepping out, and there's people out there for you. Like, yo, we got you. You good? Don't worry. We gonna get through it together. Like you said, talking to people, and they should let clinicians be people who did time.
We're working on it, man.
Because who, and I say this with anything, who better else than somebody who's been through something, right? Yeah. Who's better at, listen, okay, you having this, I went through this at year 3 also. I hit this roadblock. Right. Somebody who have no idea about the roadblock, because to me it always comes to experience, because real life situations. Yeah. There's no chance for me to turn to page 123 and try to assess what's going on because what I read in page 123. That might not be. That's not your situation, but you only know how to deal with one way because of what about when you get to year 9, right? Or that thought of, damn, I had it better when I was inside, and the right? That's why we have recidivism. The one guy, the guy was it PA, the old man who was damn near, I think he did like 70 years damn near. And when they was letting him out, he didn't want to go. Right? Like, what do I have?
That? Like, can you imagine the programming and conditioning and the fear that he was experiencing to not want to do something as natural as being free?
Being free. And even with Mr. Poochie, when he told me a story of like not having family, no kids, I can't even fathom something like that. Right? Like when you go, so does your name. Right? Like when you go, your legacy and your name goes along with it. There's nobody ever to remember outside of us having conversation about somebody that'll carry that, that name on, man. It just, like a lot of these things is just crazy, man. But I salute and I appreciate you, man. And I tell people all the time, people like y'all are needed in these streets, man. Shout out to everybody doing the work. Everybody doing the work. From just, the safe passages to going to the state houses and showing up for everything and being there for your man who came home and y'all probably did 20 years together or whatever. So salute to all y'all, man. y'all are appreciated, and more people need to appreciate it. And for me, I always say I started this for real stories, real accounts, and if we can deter one person, right? You feel good for a second. I mean, we know we can't save everybody, of course.
Some people don't want to be saved.
And some don't want to be saved.
And that's okay. But for those who can be saved, want to be saved, should be saved,
Right.
It's imperative that, we do the things that we do as elders. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing, people understand, going back to that, part of the conversation that we were talking about, the streets.
Right.
The streets ain't, we don't own the streets. The streets ain't loyal to nobody. Right? And one thing that's universally true is the game don't change. Only the players do. And so Jay here, how old are you?
52.
I'm here at 56.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And, we've been around. So now we all like instrumental figureheads, in this thing of life.
Right.
And it behooves all younger cats to take heed to what we got to say. You ain't got to like me, respect me, listen to me, listen to us. But at the end of the day, what you do with it, exactly. You can't unknow what you've been taught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I just wish I would have had encountered individuals like yourself and myself.
Right. Growing up.
Right.
I
wish I had that luxury to encounter. All I encountered was cats, coming home, didn't know shit, didn't educate themselves, contributed to the recidivism rate, glorified prison, came home with big muscles, wanted to do the things that the young boys was doing on the block, selling drugs and stuff like that. We came up at a time, there's good times and bad times, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And unfortunately, I was in that era where it was a glorification of prison, thugdom, and all that stuff like that, and I gravitated to that.
And just think of them areas in them neighborhoods. Like when you say you from Stick and Stab.
Stick and Stab, 16, 14.
Like if you seen pictures, or you kids seen pictures of even what this used to look like.
No more. It don't even look the same, man.
What Springfield Avenue looked like, Lyons Avenue, Clinton Avenue.
That's what we gotta do, man.
It need to be pictures on when it was empty lots, and you could see from Clinton, from Prince Street.
Tell them again.
You could see from Prince Street all the way fucking up to like 5-6 blocks up, Kenny or some shit like that.
Yo, my bad. Self promo. I write about it in this book right here. That I used to be able to look out my backyard window on 14th Street, all the way down to 9th Street, because it was nothing but vacant lots.
Nothing but lots there, yo.
Right?
Yeah.
We talk about 5 and 6 blocks of just vacant lots. Unfathomable right now for you guys. Y'all guys can't even understand this shit. That's how we grew up.
It was Prince Street projects and nothing else.
Nothing.
Only thing you would see is Miss Dick's school bus store.
Right.
I know,
right
Miss
there.
Dick's school bus store.
Get the Doritos and the quarter waters and stuff. Yo, word is born, yo.
But anything, what else you got? I know you said you working on other volumes, but before we cut out, what else you got going on?
Man, I'm just doing you spoke about the clemency.
Right.
This governor, like I said, man, shout out again to, Governor Phil Murphy, for him and his clemency initiative, because, where the New Jersey judiciary has lacked in terms of not recognizing the racial disparity, not recognizing how black and brown people were over punished, criminalized.
Right.
Hey, he's using his executive powers to grant clemencies. I'm going up to Rahway State Prison tomorrow to greet some, what we call meet them at the gate. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of guys, who did 20, 25 years, and he said, hey, you know what? You did enough time, bring. So, and I listen, man, I don't do what I do for accolades or recognition and things of that nature, but in my job capacity, which I'm not going to speak about because this is just a dialogue between two black men.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, hopefully Jay, invite me again at some other point in time. But yeah, I worked on the clemency initiative, directly with the governor's office. You know what I'm saying? And myself, I was granted clemency. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm on parole May 4th. Again, shout out to Governor Phil Murphy for ending my lifetime parole. May 4th, 2026. That's going to be my afterlife party. Okay. Boy, I'm going to party hard. You understand what I'm saying?
I want everyone
because you got that.
My birthday is the 3rd, so
your birthday May 3rd and my boy birthday May 2nd. So we gonna party hard. We'll figure out what I'm gonna do, but it's called my afterlife, like right time parole situation. Right. But anyway, so what I'm doing, I'm just gonna, I'm working, like I said, with a state agency in the criminal justice field. Right. I'm going to Rutgers this year to get my master's. Okay. And, listen, man, I made a pact with my higher power, man, to bring individuals home. Mass incarceration is a project that's still undergoing. And I'm trying to be, at least in New Jersey, but eventually I want to go nationally. Right. I'm trying to be a strong proponent and advocate of the mass decarceration project. You know what I'm saying? Which is bringing people home, bringing black and brown bodies out of the system. You know what I'm saying? Right. That has been racially targeted and stuff, so forth, on like that. And again, support me. My book here. Go to DamonDVenable.com, Transformative Reentry. It's a beautiful pain. I talk about the streets of Newark. A lot of you guys, if you're over 50, you're going to understand some of the number blocks that I was talking about here, all right? And you know what I'm saying? The number block boys that I was talking about. And I'll come out with volume 2 later on this year, but it's going to be a more of a philosophical critique, right. You know what I'm saying, about the system in general. So, display some of my intellectual genius. But anyway.
What's the where you say you could get the book at again? I'm gonna have it posted.
Okay, right. I'm gonna send you. So it's transformative, one word, transformativereentry.com. That's my business because I'm a reentry consultant. Mm-hmm. So it's transformativereentry.com or DamonDVenable.com. Either one will send you to my website to get my book. And support me. It's also on Amazon. But support black businesses. Go to
straight, get it straight from the source.
Get it straight from the source. I'll deliver it to you.
He the plug himself.
You know what I'm saying? The plug. but yeah. So to answer Jay's question, I'm doing a lot of things. Behind the scenes in this social justice field. You know what I'm saying? I do it because, like I said, I made a pact with my higher power. Right. I didn't survive 35 years in prison, no medications, healthy as a bull, enjoying life, sane as I don't know what, by myself. It was a higher power, you know what I'm saying? And I told him, you let me out, you get me out, I'm going to get your children out. And basically that's what I'm doing. I'll work with any youth justice oriented organizations. I'll work with any social justice organizations. I'll work with any legal agency organizations. I'll work with law enforcement, state agencies. You know what I'm saying? Any collaborative way. Let me shut the hell up right now. You can also contact me through transformativereentry.com, which is my website. Okay. All right. So you can contact me, not just for the book, but you can contact me to, acquire my services. Absolutely. Or collaborative engagement.
So everybody that's, when y'all out there giving thanks for getting clemency and parole and all that, thank him too. Right? You said you was on the board. Mm-hmm. So thank him too. Oh, and free Janine, man.
Oh, Janine Owens.
Yeah.
That's my my
free
God.
Janine, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, her
Oh,
story
that's a
is-
sad case, man.
Yeah, man. All that time.
Oh my God, yo. That's
Out
she's
doing all the work she was doing.
Words
and none of
born.
that time counted.
Words born, sweetheart, man.
Yeah,
Sweetheart. So we got our fingers crossed, man. That the governor, he don't leave office till late January. So we're hoping that he's going to do one more round of clemencies and for next month, because we're still in December. So he's going to do one, hopefully
6 weeks.
Yeah, so we got 6 weeks, man. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your prayers for individuals like Janine Owens, man, who definitely deserve it. All the trauma that she been through in New Jersey's prison with the sexual abuse, you know, being like treated like a whore by law enforcement. And our court said basically a black woman,
men in there.
Yeah.
Men inside with women.
Right.
Because they answered 4 or 5 questions.
That they identify as a woman. And but probably had a penis as big as mine.
Right. And she said the one dude that impregnated the 4 or 5 inmates was there with her.
Right. Yeah.
And that is a Russian, like 6'8" or some shit.
Yeah.
A 6'8" Russian identifies as a woman.
I mean, some people know how to play the system, man, and you know the system just set itself up to be played. Absolutely. You know, for certain people. I identify. Here it is. Me and Jay say we identify as a woman. They be like, get the fuck out of here.
Right, but somebody else
who's 6'8", white persuasion,
and I felt this way since
I feel like I'm a woman inside. Hey, I don't have any problem with the transgender LGBTQ.
Right, it ain't about that.
I support you.
Right.
I'll march with you. I'll work with them. So please don't think that we are sitting here bashing you. It's not that. Right. It's just that the system has allowed for some people to like really just kind of like laugh in his face.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But at the expense of black and brown bodies, because Janine was, sexually, assaulted and treated, and like not her, but like many other women inside, inside at the hands of not just officers, but men who identify as being with women.
Right.
And I mean, like, how do we rectify something? I mean, that's a whole subject in itself.
That's a whole other, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it might be on my intellectual purview, but like I said, I'm not here gay bashing, lesbian bashing, transgender bashing. It's not about that. Your lifestyle is your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is your lifestyle.
Don't pick and choose when you want to identify as something else because of the crime. Right now, you got whatever 15, 20 years, now you identify as a woman to have a cushy life and still kind of enjoy some of the amenities of being in the street.
That's like Dave Chappelle comedy one time. He's like, man, if I commit a crime, I'm going to identify as being a woman so I can go to a woman's prison. I mean, it was a joke.
But
some
reality.
People, unfortunately, some people have used it, and I think he used that as a way to say, like, yo, what are we doing here? How can we allow a man to be in a female's prison?
Right.
Like, you know what's going to happen. Just like if you put a female in a man's prison because she said, hey,
I identify.
I don't even think that would have happened. They would have put her in protective custody. Him in protective custody.
Right. I don't even think men should be guards in women's prison, personally.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. I don't think, and neither do I think women should work in a men's prison, particularly on the units. I'm not saying they shouldn't work in prison. They should work in control points outside of the unit, where you don't have to see me get naked. You don't have to see me in my personal, situation. Just like men. I don't think men should work in women's prison on the units. Also, you work the perimeter, you work in the administrative level, you work in probably the hall area, but you don't work the units. But you know, it is what it is. You know.
Before we go, get it.
Yeah.
A beautiful pain.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
TransformativeReentry.com, DamonDvenable.com.
All in one word, and again, it'll be on the website. It'll be on the video, so y'all can go to the website.
Okay.
Or he gonna send me the QR code too, and y'all can hit the QR code and make it simple. Y'all need to read more anyway. Y'all ain't doing much with your life. Less social media, more. I appreciate physical books.
Right. Word.
Right. I appreciate physical books. Y'all got smartphones. It's kind of making y'all dumber anyway. Learn the Dewey Decimal System and all that, right? The library.
The library. Remember that Dewey Decimal System?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. But get this book, man.
I appreciate it.
Make sure y'all get it. Again, less social media, more literature. We on that note, we out of here. Peace.
Life After Prison series.
L.A.P.S, man. Mm-hmm. Peace. Oh, I gotta shout out my sponsors, Alpha Maui. I appreciate the Indigo. 810 Broad Street for letting me film here also.
That's right.
And everybody, all my supporters and anybody else, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Peace.
Peace.